someone flips me a bad body. Oh, it's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I go by the name of BIYENGE, featuring your Truly Tre. What's good?
Yes, cuz, big up to you and big up to the whole of the community that's tuned in to another special, because every week's a special with you, cuz, man. So big up to you on a roundup. This is 213. But before we get into the show properly, here's a word from our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Yes, people, you know the spiel by now, but it's iBoxingHub in association with D-Rock. So if you like what I'm wearing, if you liked what my cousin was wearing during the shadow boxing, just head over to the description and utilize that discount code, which is iBoxingHub24, and you get 40% off everything. So if you like what I'm wearing, just head over to the website and utilize that discount code. Cuz, before we get started, it's been a tremendous week for the channel. I just wanted to big up to the whole of the iBoxingHub family. You know, this weekend, you know, we covered 2 events through the watch-alongs, and we're obviously going to talk about that a lot more. But big up to True Dollar Bill, big up to Anthony as well, and big up to Kev for covering, you know, the Wilder fight as well. And they also covered, you know, the block party, which was hosted by True Dollar Bill, man, and the work has been truly tremendous, man. And, you know, just the energy, the love that was shown as well on the day, it was really good. And I think that having the block parties for the watch-alongs, it just brings a different dynamic, especially for the watch-alongs, for the fans. So I just wanted to do a special shout out to them as well. Special shout out also to IBH North as well. You know, Eric, you know, the team, CJ, Ricky, you know, the work has been truly tremendous. And it's all about consistency for us. And, you know, just having the team doing what they do best is great. And also shout out to the Stay Wading brothers, you know, Abbas, Ray, and also Andrew, who you also show in the promo, man. But Abbas, Mr. WrestleMania, shout out to him as well. And just shout out to the whole of the family and the community. And a special shout out also to Kami. She obviously did a super chat, you know, whilst she was doing the watch along for Jake Paul's event and her vibe, her energy. I just wanted to just give a quick shout out, cuz, for that, man. But we've done the shout outs, cuz. Let's get down to business, man. You know what I say, man. What you saying, cuz? How you been though? Tell me how you been though first,
I've been
man.
alright, you know. Can't complain. Got a little injury, but you know, healing. But not too bad. You know, the weather's nice. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow, so yeah, man, all good.
Ooh, no, happy birthday in advance to Tilly. So if she's listening, if she has this on in the background or whatever, happy birthday in advance. And hopefully she has a tremendous one. But cuz, hopefully you heal as well. You know what, cuz, I'm not even going to lie to you. It's just been busy. And it's because of the family, the work that we're doing here. So I'm more than happy to do it, man, because it's for the fans, by the fans, and I'm just excited to just, you know, do what we do best. But yeah, cuz, let's get down to business, man. Let's get down to business. Where do you want to start?
Okay, yeah, man. Right. Well, let's discuss Friday's event, Wilder. His performance. I was happy with his performance. I wasn't so happy about the opponent choice. Like I said before, I understand they said, look, Wilder last fought, was it last year when he fought Zhang, right? It was last year. Yeah, it was last year. So it's been a year of inactivity. But at the same time, I always say this year, if you're a former world champion, you should jump straight back in. You know, at least fight a top 10 opponent. Do you know what I mean? Top 10 ranking. Sorry, but it's like what's his name? Is it Hendon? What's his name? His opponent.
Yeah, Herndon, yeah.
Hendon. Yeah, it's like he didn't want to be there. It's like he got paid. He was there just to get paid. And I think the stoppage was a bit too early, if I'm honest with you. Ref should have let it continue.
Mm.
The question is, I'm asking people like, is Wilder back? I mean, is he back? Is the bomber back? Because I saw something different because no, he's no longer with Malik Scott no more. He's with somebody
Okay.
else. But they always say, you know, whenever you have a new coach, it takes about at least three to five fights, you know, for you to gel. So, and Wilder's talking about becoming a unified champion. You know, he wants to unify the division again. Well, when I say again, I mean as in like he wants all the belts. It's interesting because what Wilder's now 38? Is he 38, 39?
39
So
turning. Yeah.
you know, I've said this so many times, plenty of times. Look, you know, let's just make it happen. His next opponent, he's got two people in mind. In fact, I've got three. I've got Dylan White, Baby Miller, or AJ. I don't want to see another tune-up fight. It's just there's no point because I must say, watching it on Black Prime, it was a bit different. Bit different, I must say, a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't really. It was good to have him back, but I wasn't excited. If I'm honest with you, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. No, I was just like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. He got the W, so we'll move on. But I just want to know now who his next opponent is going to be or who he wants to fight. I don't want to hear, oh, what does the fan want? No, because at the end of the day, like, look, time is ticking. We ain't getting they ain't getting any younger. So let's just make it happen. And judging on that performance there, a lot of people said the likes of AJ, Dylan White would have probably beaten him.
Cuz, you know what? Thank you so much for, breaking it down the way you break it down, man. Obviously, that's the magic question. You just look at this picture, for example, and these are for me, and big up to Ring Magazine. I just love like the kind of content that they're putting out there. These are the potential opponents that Wilder should be looking at in his peripheral vision. So you got, Joshua, you got Ruiz potentially, Atuma. I think that's a bit. No, you wouldn't want that smoke right now, man. But it's Wilder, man. His experience. You got a brother Bacoli. You got Anderson as well, and you got Caballero. Cuz if you were his manager right now and you
Mm.
had these six cards on the table,
Yeah,
which one are
yeah.
you picking out for Wilder?
I'm going for AJ. That's the money fight there. That's the uh win or lose. Okay, let's just say if he was to lose that fight, he knows he got paid and yeah, he's done. Do you know what I mean? So that's the money fight there. There's no point because at this time, at this moment now, you know, every fight he's taken is a risk. Because if he was to lose to, all due respect to a nobody, that's really bad. Not that it's bad, yeah, but it's just like it just shows you that look, your time is done. You know, your time is done. So if I was his management or his team, get the AJ fight. Get it. If anything, do it end of this year. Yeah, do it. Do it December. Do it December. Neutral ground. Do it in Saudi.
Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
innit? Yeah,
yeah,
no,
just
you're
do it.
right,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you're right, man. So His Excellency, if you're listening to this, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, you can call it the final showdown. You can call it No Way Out because I know he loves WWE, man. No Way Out, Wilder versus AJ or AJ versus Wilder. I'd love to see it, and I think that's the next fight. And cause you said it best, the tune-ups, I do understand from a managerial perspective. Yeah, you don't want to put your fighter in those situations, but you just said he's going to be 40, man. So, yeah, he might as well just get stuck in, man. Get the big fight in. And AJ's looking like the potential opponent, man. If I was looking at it from a promoter's standpoint, man. But let's see. Let's see. He didn't really look best, wasn't really the best performance in my opinion, but he got the job done. Cobwebs out the window. So he's had his tune up. Now the next fight needs to be a proper one.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be a proper one. Like I said, look, if he's gonna fight a nobody and it's pay per view, forget it. You know, I'm not interested. Nobody else is interested. We want to see him You know, we want to see. Are we gonna get the best Wilder? I don't know, but we want to see Wilder fight somebody, and we want to see a knockout. We want to see something. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting just to see. But look, he got the W. We'll move on. But next opponent, like I said, if they're serious about this, because look, he's what 39, 40. He's probably got like what 2 years left in the sport. Do you know what I mean? So within that 2 years, he's gonna have to be very active. And there's a lot of killers in the heavyweight now. You know, there's long young lions who are hungry. And
Trust me.
yeah,
Yeah, you got mixture.
like I said, the money fight at the moment will be AJ. But the question is, will AJ want to entertain Wilder? Then that's another thing. And then it's like, who's AJ gonna fight? You know, I don't want to hear, oh, we'll have find a top 10, because I've got a feeling, I could be wrong. AJ's warm up fight, if he's gonna have a warm up fight, it's gonna most probably be Joe Joyce.
Oh, cuz man, I don't wanna see any warm ups, cuz man, from these guys, man. Like, time is ticking. I think for the benefit of a commercial value, doing the Wilder fight now, once he's won the fight, which he has, makes sense, cuz man. They're both gonna be in a good position, and plus AJ obviously coming off that loss. This is the perfect time to wanting to fight Wilder after a performance like that as well, cuz man. So he didn't really look his best, but he's back, and a fight like AJ could get this energy back, man, because he's got a couple fights left, man. So give him some juicy ones now, man. Like this, he needs to obviously be
Mm.
paid, but give him some juicy ones, man.
Yeah, man. Mr. Paul. Yesterday's event was actually interesting. I mean, to be fair, I didn't watch the other fights, but I saw the highlights. But it was a good event, I must say. It was a good, and the main event was so disappointing. Oh my God, it was
Yeah,
terrible. Chavez Jr. Wow, that is wow. Listen,
yeah,
I don't know. If anything, he said he wants to continue fighting. You should just forget it, man. Look, I'm not a boxer, but just judging that, yeah, it was terrible, man. It was terrible, and it was embarrassing. Literally, he probably just won about what? I'll give him 1 round, or would you give him two?
if that, I think
It
what they
was it
were
was it was
saying.
it, was- it was terrible, man. It was. Do you know what that main event wasn't even worth pay-per-view, man. I mean, nah, man. It's just it was a waste of my time. I woke up to watch this fight. You know, I'm annoyed, man. I'm annoyed. Don't get me wrong, look, Jake. Funny enough, Jake Paul looks good, but I don't know if he looks good because he's fighting these mediocre opponents. Do you know what I mean? They make him look good, you know.
Yeah,
But it was bad. It was so bad.
boy, man. Look at Chavez Senior here, man. He's just looking at Jake here and thinking, "Thank you so much for that money."
Well,
He's
I
loving
told
it.
you last week. I said to you, you
You
said who's
can
going to win. I
say
said
it.
Jason. I said to you, listen. He got paid. He signed the contract. He got paid. Yeah, he got paid handsomely. He got paid.
Look how happy he
So
is, man. He's so happy, man.
yeah, on to the next one. I mean, look, his next opponent. Is he really gonna fight thingy? What's his name? The unified. I could be wrong, but I can't see that happening. Yeah, he's a bit too much for him. But then again, don't get me wrong. Jake, like he says, he wants to challenge himself. He called out the likes of AJ, Shante Wilder, Tommy Fury. Who else? The WBC champion. What's his name again? Um, WBC cruiserweight champion. I've forgotten his name.
Why not
Oh, my
KSI?
head.
Cuz? Why is he not calling out KSI, though, man?
He ain't
Let's.
interesting, bro. He's not. He's not. You got to think already.
Oh,
Yeah, they're on different levels in terms of weight class. So
it's
it's
true.
just that fight. It will most probably be like a farewell fight for both of them, really. Because Jake has said it already. He's looking to retire 2028.
Yeah,
You know.
it's
So
yeah, it's such
you
a
know,
shame.
if Jake was to win a world title, mate, it's gonna be bad for boxing. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but wow, for somebody who's come from YouTube and obviously taking boxing serious, but then becoming a world champion, it just shows you in life, if you put your mind to anything, you can do it. Well, we all know that, but honestly. I don't know who's the next place his next opponent be. It could probably be Tommy Fury. I reckon they could probably run it back again in America.
Yeah, man, just get Tommy Fury out of the world that he's in right now, for content creation. I don't know if he's in Love Island or whatever, man, but he needs to come back to boxing, which I think he did have his fight recently, man. But um,
Yeah.
if anything, if we're not going to see, the future fight, which this should be, if this fight ever were to happen, and it looks like in boxing, you're getting Turkey creating these fantasy fights, man. But in the influencer world, in the misfits world, Jake Paul versus KSI on paper, cuz man, streaming wise and everything that will do crazy numbers, man. If you
Of
think
course,
about
of
it, man,
course. Yeah, 100%.
it would
But listen,
be.
let's talk about real boxing. Let's talk about real boxing. Um, Haney, that's a big fight. That's a good fight. Haney and Brian Norman.
Oh, cuz quickly, just before we go into Haney, man, we
Yeah.
have to do a special shout out, cuz man, because he was in that card. I know he was probably angry for the main event, man, but for me, the person who stole the show, and you got to
Yes.
give up to the kid, man, Kid
Yes.
Austin, Kid Austin. Oh my days,
Yeah.
man! Wow, what a performance, cuz man, what a performance! And I know Oscar De La Hoya. He's loving life right now. He said, forget about Jake Paul. I've got the man right here. He
Mm,
stole the show, man. And Kid Austin, cuz, man, we've got to give him a special shout out because the reason why I'm saying it is because me and Trill literally just logged in. We was just setting up. And as soon as we put on the fight, cuz, Tevin Farmer's on the floor, man. We're like, what is going on
mm.
here? And then, yeah, no, big up to, Kid Austin, man. It was a tremendous performance. And cuz I wanted to ask you, now that he's won that fight, who you saying next? Shakur Stevenson, maybe? Is he gonna run back that fight? Or they're saying Tank, maybe? Like, what are you saying, cuz?
Anyone, any of them, any of them, any of them. If the money's right, do you know what? Forget the money. Any of them, any of them, any of them. But I want. I'm actually looking forward to the Tank rematch. That's a fight that I'm really interested in watching.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm actually excited about Haney and Brian Norman. That
Oh,
that that there, I didn't see that one happening, but that looks juicy.
yeah, I can't wait for that, cuz,
That's
man. I think
If
that's gonna
anything,
be a
that's probably that's a in my eyes that's probably a better fight than Haney and Ryan Garcia.
100%, cuz 100%, because it helps both fighters. You got Brian
Mm,
Norman Jr., who's the champion right now. He needs a elite, credible opponent in Haney, who's the former undisputed. Moving up now for
mm,
Haney, he's got a chance to become a freeweight world champion.
yeah.
So you know what I mean. It's a good opportunity, cuz man.
Mm,
Great opportunity, man. So, and big up to both fathers as well. They actually, signed the deal live, I believe, on online. So on the Boxing Voice, I believe, man, they obviously did the conversation about it, man. So obviously, shout out to the dads and just the energy because if it weren't for the teams just being able to agree on things to happen, Bill won't be talking to Brian Norman Senior about a fight between the sons, man. So no, big up, man. Honestly. I'm excited for that
mm.
fight as well, cuz.
Also, it's been confirmed the rematch is happening on the 20th of September. Eubank Junior vs Conor Ben. They're running it back. The venue to be confirmed. But I have a question here. What weight are we doing this? Is it catch weight?
Cuz this is the question that we need to put out to the community because no one knows at the moment. It's a bit of hearsay, but for me, you saw what happened in the first fight, cuz man. There were certain moments that you can't replicate for a second fight, like the ring, the walkout, when we didn't know if Senior was gonna show up and then he showed up and then you had the whole everything, cuz. I don't think these moments can't be created for the second fight. So that's why
Yeah.
the second fight, I'm not really too keen on it, but I understand why, from a commercial and business standpoint, that it needs to happen because,
Mm.
both fighters can, be active and it makes sense. They're both obviously going to get a payday. But, cuz, in terms of the weight, I'm not too sure. If Eubank has to go through what he has to go through again, then, that's, I wouldn't want to see that for him, man, again, man.
Yeah.
It looks painful, man. I can't lie,
I
man.
saw something online. I think he's being investigated by the Boxing Board of Control regarding his weight cut because I think what did he do again? Did he go in the
Sauna.
sauna or something? Yeah, yeah. I think that's something you're not allowed to do. So if that's the case, and I'm assuming this fight might be a catch weight rather than him going back down to 160. I'm assuming maybe I don't know 165 or something, or
Yeah,
164,
yeah,
and Ben
yeah,
same weight. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an interesting one because look, we saw the first one. Obviously, it was a clear, Eubank won that fight. It was a good fight, don't get me wrong, but the second fight, because he'll be at a comfortable weight and he's probably got an advantage over Conor Ben, it shouldn't go to 12 rounds.
Yep.
That's just my personal opinion. But
Yeah.
then again, some arguers say he was struggling with a welterweight. But then remember, he had that clause. Do you know what I mean? Where he had to, you know,
He was
rehydrate.
handicapped.
Ah,
He was handicapped, cuz man. So
yeah,
what did
yeah,
they expect? They
yeah,
literally shrunk him down to a difficult situation, and you saw what he had to do, the sauna
mm,
stuff. But this is happening behind closed doors in boxing anyway. But because it was
yeah,
documented, and the
yeah,
the name of the fighter, I think
yeah,
they're probably just gonna give him a little slap in the wrist and say, look, catch weight, like you said, and the little
yeah.
fine has to be paid, and it's just the money. I hope this money is invested back into the sport, man, that they get.
Mm.
I'm
There's
saying,
gas in
cuz.
someone's back pocket. But the interesting thing is that when you think about it, right, they are both in a good position because look, they're running it back. That means more money for the winner. Not sure about the loser.
Mm.
Uh, Also, Conor Ben, he gets an opportunity to fight the winner of Barrios and Pacquiao for the WBC.
Cuz
Ben,
I
he
don't want to
gets an
go on a rant
opportunity.
on that. I don't want to go on a rant on that, man, because that's a whole different level, man. But big up to Mr. Neutral, aka the Jim Watt of New Boxing Media. Cuz when it comes down to Schofield, I have to give Mr. Neutral his props, man, because he's obviously interviewed both him and his father on this platform, and he called it, man. He called it, and yeah, it was just good. It was good to see his guys shine, man. So, Mr. Neutral, here's your opportunity, my brother, man, just to get your shine on calling a big one there, man. But cuz
Mm,
the whole Conor Ben thing, man. I'll be honest with you. When it comes down to a situation like that, I don't think he warrants a WBC shot. But look, it's happening at the end of the day, and
mm.
we just have to see what happens in the Pacquiao fight, man. Is it gonna be a Barrios or is it gonna be a
Um, it depends. I mean, like, it depends on the outcome. Whoever wins, like, I think Barrios, but some say Pacquiao. But Connor, obviously, he wants the challenge for that belt because obviously his dad was a WBC champion, and that'd be nice for him to become a WBC champion.
what
But
warrants him? Cause what warrants him?
uh,
Cause to
unfortunately, the reality is, right, boxing, when you've got money, you can do anything. You got the right people backing you. Money talks. We all know. Look, the politics and that's all BS here, but I get it. There's people out there who
yep,
deserve that opportunity. There's people who worked harder than him. Not to say that he hasn't worked
graft
hard, but unfortunately, look, it's like
money.
look, like I said to you already. I said to you so many times. British fighters are overhyped. Overseas fighters are overlooked.
Yeah,
And then when they're fighting each other, then you'll see what's good. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So look, best of luck. And also, I'm hearing that Eubank, should he get this victory, he gets challenge the winner of Crawford and Canelo.
Oh yes, he's got El Presidente. And look, cuz I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm happy to say it live as well, man. I think Eubank is a name that can bring El Presidente here to the UK and have a Wembley fight, man. And it'll be great just to see what Canelo can bring in terms of the Mexicans coming here, bringing that energy because football, Mexico, there's a good synergy there as well. So I think it could be a good event, man. Because if we're seeing Beyonce doing stuff in Spurs Stadium, I know Beyonce, Canelo, that's two different things there, man. But I'm sure you could see El Presidente, bringing his fellow Mexicans. There's Mexicans here in the UK that would love to go and see Canelo live, man. So let's hope that fight does happen. And just to kind of add on the WBC route for Conor, look, it'll be good for his career, and I just hope that both fighters can not be damaged too much from this fight, so that they can just continue their careers. And I think Conor's got a bright future if he knuckles down and does what he does, and I think Eubank can have a good fight against Canelo, even though the odds will be stacked against him, man. But let's see, cuz, man. But we don't know what's going to happen with this fight, cuz. We just don't know what will happen with this fight. Crawford just...
we don't know what's going to happen, but what I'm seeing, it seems like Crawford's going to Canelo's head. That's what it seems like.
Okay.
And it can either work against him, because if Crawford's in his head, it's like fight night. Canelo could tend to make so much mistakes. He's just trying to get him out.
Who done that the last time, cuz? Remember who done that the last time to Canelo?
Floyd.
No. It was Billy Joe.
Do you know what? If I'm honest with you, yes. But that was a good fight, I must say. Billy Joe was until he got clipped. But it was. Yeah, I suppose.
You got him angry, cuz, if you think about it.
It got him angry, but do you know what? We can't compare Crawford to Billy Joe's. I know Crawford's moving up here, but something tells me, look, I think it's Crawford's time. I think it's his time. I think he's fighting Canelo at the right time. I think it's his time.
Oh, look at this. Look, Mr. Neutral just adding a bit of spicy sauce in this as well. He's saying England versus Mexico football during the day at Wembley, Eubank versus Canelo in the evening at Tottenham. Woo! Imagine that, cuz. Imagine that, man. You're bringing the crowd. You're bringing the crowd to the UK.
It'll be crazy. It will be.
Boxing. Woo!
Yeah, that will be. Listen.
You got Mr. Neutral for that.
That'll be crazy. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Just to think, I mean, in terms of pay-per-view numbers, would they do 1 million buys? Maybe not.
I think cuz.
Yeah.
Eubank's got some star power. He's got star power here in the UK, and then you got Canelo. Whatever platform it's gonna be on, he's gonna bring the noise, man. Remember, Canelo is the golden goose of boxing right now in terms of numbers. Canelo does the numbers. That's why he's able to kind of dictate his fights in terms of what he's been offered, the sponsorships. You obviously heard some things. Oh, it should work for Turkey. That's what I'm saying, man. So let Turkey bring in the big bag and, deliver, the great fights, which he has been doing, man. So let's hope. Let's just hope that everything kind of works out in that manner, man. So, just big up to His Excellency for doing his part for boxing right now, man, because he's like us, cuz, in a way where, we grew up, watching WWE, we loved the sport, but now he's just in a situation where he's able to, manipulate, make things happen, and look, he's bringing the big fights, so there's no complaints as a fan. I'm just not too sure about the rematch, but it makes sense at the end of the day, financially, for the fighters, everyone involved, so, yeah, big up.
Yeah. Boy, suppose that's it. I mean, we've got a few events coming up. You've got the Eubank and Catchall. You got the and Shiraz.
Yeah.
The following week, you've got Serrana and Kate Taylor. Then you've got Usyk and Daniel Dubois. And then Following month, you've got obviously Dylan White and Moses Atuma. And September, obviously, you've got a rematch. So this year of boxing, my God, it's been amazing. Do you know what? I remember, if I rewind back all the way to 2016, it used to drag. It's like we get a
Oh,
good event once a year. Do you know what I mean? And now it's just like, every other 2 months there's a big event, and I'm just so excited. I'm happy for boxing, and
you know what, cuz just to add
yeah.
to what you're saying, we got to kind of give our Heyman PBC also the shout out, because if we didn't see the Spence versus Crawford, then we probably wouldn't have seen the ripple effects for these big undisputed fights, man. So I think
Mm.
everyone involved in boxing right now definitely needs to be shouted out, man. But obviously
I,
His
I,
Excellency, man, yeah, BNG putting on the gun show, Jim Gaines. Yeah, we already know, man. He's
no,
training hard. You know what I mean?
no, do you know what it
Jake
is?
don't want it with my
I,
cuz. Jake don't want it in my cuz.
no, what I'm saying is, I don't think I hear what you're saying in terms of PBC, like what's his name, Al Heyman, but regardless, even if he didn't put on that unification fight, we would have still got this. You know what I'm saying? Because Turkey
Right,
Al Sheikh, he's invested
right,
in boxing, isn't it? And he's making these fights happen. Do you know what I mean? Regardless, he's making these fights happen. And
yeah,
as boxing fans and casual fans, they're interested. They're liking it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's just, I just want it to continue. I'm loving boxing at the moment. I'm loving it, because before you had all these people fighting. I wouldn't say a nobody, but they had decent fights where it's like, okay, on to the next, make these fights happen. But now people are fighting their actual opponents, and it's like, now we'll see who's the best. It's like, look, Usyk, Fury, that was supposed to happen time ago. Obviously, it's happened now. Before, a few was calling Usyk a middleweight, blah blah blah. But look what the middleweight
good
done to
point.
him.
No, it's a good point
Um,
from Stay Wade in here, cuz, man. It must
mm,
be Ray, man. Ray or Andrew, one of the two, man. But he's definitely, they're saying that Spence pushed the fight, not PBC. So more
yeah,
credit to, yeah, more
yeah,
credit to
yeah,
Errol Spence, man, on that
yeah.
as well. He did, he did, he
He
did.
did, he did, he did. Yeah, he did,
Yeah,
he did.
he did.
Because also he wanted to unify, he wanted to win the belts, but you got to salute him. But then again, I would like to see Spence come back.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Spence come back and compete in his new
if
weight
we
weight
if
class.
we saw Wilder back and
Yeah,
Wilder's 39, like Spence, he's not at that point yet, man. So you still, I reckon he's got a couple fights in him, man. Like he could do a few more, maybe one big one for a world title, and then call it quits or whatever. But I like Spence, man. He's more of a promoter now. He's got man down
yeah.
promotion, so correct Abbas. Yeah, so Mr. Neutral's thinking that Stay Away they must be Abbas. I'm not too sure. It could be any of them. Who knows? That's the
Yeah.
beauty of it.
So yeah, no.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I want to see a big event this year in December. I want to see a big fight. Um, this
nah,
big
this
fight.
must be.
I
It
want it
must
to
be
be
Ray. It must be Ray.
Wilder
It must be Ray.
and AJ. December, neutral ground. Make it Saudi. Fight we're waiting for a long, long time. Let's have it. Just make it happen. The next fight I also want to see. I want to see Adrian Broner back in the mix. I know he
Indeed.
hasn't fought in a very, very long time, but he brings in the entertainment.
Yeah.
It depends on what weight. I don't think 140 is for him anymore. I think 147 or even 154. Depends on what weight he's comfortable in. Um, Catchall and Eubank, I think it's a risky fight for Catchall because he usually campaigns at 140. So he's going up at 147. Should he lose, ouch, what happens? Should Eubank lose, is it back down to the drawing board? So I suppose it's a risky fight for both of them, really. But I'm rooting for Eubank to beat Catchall because I think
Same.
it's now Eubank's time. Because look, I think he
It's
became
his
a
time.
professional boxer in 2017, so I think he started a bit late. But
Yep.
because it's at 147, should he beat Catchall, then if anything, yeah, throw him up there with the big boys. Do you know what? I'll probably like to see Eubank fight Conor Ben.
Yes, thank you. This is I've been waiting for this, cuz.
But I
I've been
don't
waiting
think
for this.
I don't think he will ever do that, because if he was to lose to Eubank, right, again,
Hmm.
and then to lose to another Eubank, it'll destroy him. So
Yeah.
I don't think he'll fight Harlem Eubank. But it'll be interesting if Conor was to, let's just say Conor was WBC champion and Harlem was ranked number 2, and that fight had to happen, then yeah, it'll be interesting just to see what he does. Would he vacate the belt? Would he fight him? But no, man, we're boxing. Look, I'm 2025. Yeah, it's amazing, man. Like I said, December. I want to see a big fight in December. I want to see a huge fight, big
What you
fight.
thinking? What are you thinking, cuz?
I'm saying on Wilder AJ. Wilder
Okay.
AJ. But then again,
No way out. No way out, man. We should
yeah,
call it
yeah.
no
I'm
way
saying
out.
Wilder AJ.
Armageddon. Or Armageddon, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying Wilder AJ. And
No.
then I think everyone wants to see that big fight. It has to be a big. We need to see a big fight this December. We need to see a big, because the last big fight was it was Fury and Usyk, right?
I think it was Fury
Yeah.
and Usyk.
Because AJ Dubois that happened in September.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But yeah, guys, it's that time, man. It's that time. It's that time.
Yes, now, cuz, man, big up to you once again, and big up to the whole of the community. Thank you so much for just tuning in to another roundup. Mr. Neutral, thank you so much for getting involved in the chat. Stay weighed in. Abbas, Ray, Andrew, thank you so much. Just love the energy from the people, and we love the energy from the family. So on Monday, we've not got anything going on Monday at the minute to be announced soon. We're just, sorting out a few shows. But Tuesday, Stay Weighed In should be back, I believe, on Tuesday with Crossroads and Boxing. So the series does continue, with IBH North. So big up to the IBH North team with Eric, CJ, and Ricky. Just love the energy, man, honestly. And then Thursdays, we should have them back on again. Obviously, Wednesdays back on the roundup. And Fridays, we're not going to have anything, but we've got the watch alongs this Saturday. So actually, we could have a watch along on a Friday. So it just all depends on what is going on in boxing. But people, once again, thank you so much for tuning in for another show. Cuz I'm obviously going to tag you in and hand it over to yourself.
Like my cousin said, thank you for tuning in. Keep tuning in, keep supporting. We really appreciate your support and love. We've got something coming up very soon. Don't want to say it just yet, but something special coming soon. Stay tuned. Have a lovely, productive week, and we shall see you again next week. Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, with your bag it up. I start my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag it up.